Well, hello, everybody. This is pre-show. We're going to test the chat. I do this every week, every show. About 10, 15 minutes before 7, I get on and I test the chat and Facebook. I always leave my comments in Facebook. I actually need everyone to go to YouTube, but I am starting very soon. We are talking about eBay. We are talking about eBay. No, I haven't read any messages. Um, Give me just a moment. There's a message from you sitting over on Facebook. Never mind. I'll just grab them as we go. All right. So let me go back to Facebook. I can grab links pretty quick. We're still a few minutes before showtime here. I get my comments up here. Oh wait, that's the wrong place. Hold on, guys. I have to make sure I'm actually on my personal page. Yes. All righty, guys. Well, tonight show's going to start fairly soon. We've got a pretty nice show lined up for you guys tonight. It's pretty simple. We're going to talk about eBay. Of course, we're going to talk about eBay. It's eBay Open. Everybody's talking about eBay. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, it doesn't make any difference. We're going to start the show. I'm telling you what we're going to do in the show so I don't have to repeat it once the show starts. We're going to start off talking about eBay in general. And anyone who happens to be at eBay Open is more than welcome to talk about what's going on in there. I'm not really going to be reporting the actual events going on at eBay Open. I'm not at eBay Open. I will refer to another show when we get going here that is there and doing reporting. I'm going to let them tell you what's going on at eBay Open, either before or after. What we're going to talk about is all the stuff about eBay Open. If you are there and you want to talk about it, I already know kind of what's going on there, everything. I got a chance to catch up. So we can chat about eBay Open, but mostly we're just going to be talking stories about eBay, just a little bit at the beginning. Then I'm going to go and it's chat. You can ask questions. Thursday is always chat question day. And then we're going to go and keep an eye on the time. Then we're going to go after we just talk generally about eBay. We're going to go into my little video. I'm going to say, okay, now we're going into our eBay Open video. Now, it's not eBay Open. It does have a few scenes and stuff from there, and I'm going to talk about how you can get info there. I'm also going to share an app and some the things in the app for people that love eBay. So it's going to be useful. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be entertaining. It'll zip through pretty quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Hey, perfect finds. I'm not going to spend an enormous amount of time talking about my app or anything. I will mention the affiliate programs and just all kinds of stuff. Mostly everything we discuss, though, in. Uh-oh. Let's see. Ooh, 10 minutes. We're going to start a little bit early, too. Just a tad early. I always start just a tad early. So I hope, I'm really hoping, most people are really busy right now, but I'm really hoping that we will get a few people at eBay Open just popping in. But it makes no difference whatsoever. I'm going to talk. If you have questions, pop in, talk about what's going on, talk about your business. By the way, in my pre chat, I tell you kind of the rules because I'm pretty laid back and easygoing. If YouTube will let you do it, you are more than welcome to put a link in here as long as it for this show is an eBay store, or you happen to be one of my moderators, or if it is a link that has information about what's going on at eBay Open or relevant to this subject. If you wrote a blog, if you're at eBay Open and you wrote a blog and you want to drop that in here, that is not a problem. Just try to keep it eBay stores and related to eBay tonight. Now, there will be some other links dropped in here, by my moderator and myself. But, if you want to drop your eBay store link in here now or even after the show has already aired on any of the 9 networks that we are transmitting on, feel more than welcome to do that. Also, I need everyone to go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will beg for money at the end of the show. What I mean by that is I'll ask you to subscribe to some things so you can join a group, and I'll mention that throughout. But I'm not going to be trying to sell anything really throughout the show at all. Um, because as soon as I can get 1,000 subscribers, I can get a little money from YouTube. Let the corporations give me the money to float my show. My show's not that expensive to run. I think my overhead's maybe $50 a month for the entire video efforts that I do. And that includes all my marketing and advertising and everything else. And I do it all myself. We will talk about, gonna check that time. I'm going to start here in just a minute. We will talk about things that you can do on the new eBay. And I am also going to make a major announcement right at the beginning of the show. And people are already that know it are freaking out. But I'm going to explain that at the end of the show. And it's not anything bad. It's just how business works. And I'll explain how you can protect yourself and how you can make sure that you actually make money wherever you are. Alrighty, guys. Well, let's see how we're doing. You know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and get this ball running. I don't know if we're going to have that many people actually watching me live. eBay Open's going on. There's millions of shows running around right now. So we're just going to have a great time. If you watch this in replay, make sure that you leave comments. If I don't respond, tag me in the comment. I have, 18 Facebook businesses. I have 32 websites, I think, and I made 34 now. I have apps. I have groups, many. I even have an app that will show you all my groups. So we're going to talk about that briefly. So I'm really busy. So I've withdrawn kind of from Facebook groups, which is bad for me because in the past couple years, less than 2 years ago, well, about 2 years ago, when I was admin in one group, that was one of the last ones before I was like deciding, I just don't have the time. Keep an eye on that time. But all I would have had to do is put a post in the group. I need people to follow my YouTube. I would have had 5,000, 6,000 subscribers. I don't do that anymore. I have 5,000 followers and friends. I am very surprised that I have 73 subscribers on YouTube, but not that surprised because I've never marketed YouTube. Never. All right. I think I've babbled to the 5-minute point. We're going to start a little bit early. I hope everyone enjoys the show. Make sure you share this link around. I'm going to be setting up events at the beginning of the month. I'm going to do the events of all the shows. There's 2 shows a week. I'm going to do all the events so everyone will know he's going to be discussing this, then, this, then, this, then. That way, maybe you can plan your schedule to make sure you pop in and watch these on YouTube instead of just catching them when the feed goes in, because you're going to see these videos. I have my feeds going everywhere. All right, still 5 till before my actual official where I have to be nice and charming and not just talking and try to make everyone have a good time. I'm going to sip some water. Very parched. I have a dehydrant that I use for my lungs, and I'm doing pretty good. Actually, my temperature's not bad. I go to the hospital pretty much middle of the night tonight. I'm going to try to go in as late as possible to try to prevent having to go in as early as I normally go in tomorrow. All right, we're close enough to the start line. Let's get this ball rolling. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Roger Keyserling. Welcome to a helpful tip stream. We do these streams on Tuesday and Thursday every week. Tonight's show, as these things pop open, is about eBay. Of course, it's about eBay. It's eBay Open. Everybody's excited. Everyone's enjoying eBay Open. So I am going to say hi here on Facebook. Showtime! Hey, Perfect Five. She's over there on YouTube. All right, our chat, at least from my personal page, does seem to be working. So we're going to get right into it. Now, if anyone is in here, we're starting a little bit early. We're going to zip through. We're going to talk about all kinds of things eBay. I'm going to start off with a basic announcement that probably, if you've been watching my streams, you've already heard, and you might be a little surprised. And I also want to make a little explanation of what this announcement actually is really meaning. I don't even know if my eBay store is open at this very moment. I have actually been letting listings end for months now. I had 6,000. I actually had more than that, but I always say six. I actually had 7,800 listings. I went back and looked. I had peaked at 9,000, but at that time, and that's only a couple years ago, I was selling 150 items a day. Now, let me explain why I'm closing now. eBay changed from a consumer catalog or consumer to consumer business to a product catalog business. And they changed the search engine. My edge and my $1 million of products that I've ended on eBay, or ending, might be ended right this moment, I don't know, ending any moment, I withdrew from eBay. Now, people go, what? I was making 150 sales a day. They changed the search engine. No way on earthly HELL am I going to come up against China and companies that eBay has invested in China in their search engine. That's how I made my living before. A lot of sellers, oh, I can't make a sale if it's something that's competing with the Chinese sellers. They've been complaining about that for years, and it's always been true. But when it was a community platform and you could see a whole list, I did fabulous. Everyone knew what was at the top of the list was promoted by eBay. They'd scroll right down that and they'd just click the little green dragon. They did it 150 times a day on inexpensive items. I was volume, low profit, making hand over fist money. As a matter of fact, I made so much money in the 10 years I've been doing this that for years, not 1 or 2 years, several years, about 4 total, the minimum that I would spend was $800-900 a week just to get enough products that I wouldn't sell out of entire lines of products. And it was almost impossible for me to keep up. That's how much rollover I had. Soon as the platform changed, eBay changed to the new search engine, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm screwed. All my orders for the whole fourth quarter for this year coming in have all been paid for. It's all sitting in my warehouse. And guess what? It's going to be sitting there and sitting there and sitting there no matter what I do. So I knew I could not afford the high overhead of eBay with the product lines that I carry. All brand new stuff, all stuff that you would be normally get on Amazon or eBay and be waiting for it from China. I made a fortune selling that stuff quick, and I was able to flip my inventory constantly. So no issues with, products getting old or damaged or being dropped or whatever, because it was always new every 6 months, every year. There was almost no listings in my store more than 6 months to a year old. I have listings in my store now almost 2 years old because, they dwindled as I had to redo everything, but we'll talk about that at the end. So we're going to talk about eBay. Now, what I'm saying sounds all negative and bad. It's not. It's what happens in business. Unfortunately, my product line is weaned out. All right. It's just not going to work on eBay. I'm even closing it all together. I also had theft. So we'll talk about that at the end. But I learned during this transition all the ins and outs on how to manipulate eBay's market, what products and how to make it actually work on eBay. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. If anyone's popping in, which I really, really doubt, we've got a few numbers on different sites. I really doubt we're going to get many because, eBay Open is going on. Well, you know what? We've already passed our beginning show time. I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into this eBay stuff. I hope you enjoy the show tonight. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to jump in at any time. All right, here we go. This is my little graphic I made for eBay. Right, it is 2019 open. You can see little tags popping up. That is actually an image of the current one. Bolarama is doing the coverage of eBay Open. It's a friend of mine. That is actually his YouTube channel there, Bolarama. That's Jay Craft. That's actually just a little screenshot of one of the videos he just did. eBay is a big company, and you can make a lot of money. Even I could now, but I don't have the investment money. eBay is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. You have to pay attention all the time to the changes that are occurring. Uh, my app that's coming up, the eBay Fans app, has links to community, links to Facebook. These are the little things that are in there right now. This is the eBay community. It's got the eBay podcast in there. I'm just going to talk to you this real quick and then we'll be done with it. The announcements is in there. That's Facebook for Business. It's got their YouTube channel. It's got eBay for Business, the group 2, eBay for Business podcast. It also has Keywebco things in my eBay Fans app. Yes, it has the Resolution Center. My Global Store is in there. eBay for Business, that's YouTube. My podcast, Helpful Tips, in there. There's a link for pirate shipping. You can save a lot of money, all in the eBay Fans app. Now, I'm going to look at it just a little bit more depth. This is Keywebco. That is my company. My podcast is in that app too. The link for the website for Helpful Tips shows, which has a lot of different shows in there, and a link to make a little money off my Keywebco affiliate program. All right, have we gone through all the slides? No, wait a minute, I think I got a couple more. Yeah, this is just my little logo. If you see that anywhere, that's my Helpful Tips show and eCom Tips podcast. And that is also a logo that you see out there for the Keywebco Global Store. Now, we're going to talk more about eBay here. Yes, I think we're done with the slides. You see how quickly I named off all that stuff in the slides because we're just going to let those slides play. We're not going to pay any attention to them. We're just going to talk. All righty, so we're back. All right, so I zipped through that. The links that my moderator is going to pop in here over the little bit is including her own eBay store. I have no store link that I'm going to give because I think things are ending on eBay, so I'm not even going to bother to put it out. I have removed eBay from all of my apps. That's some more links that my moderator can put in. No order whatsoever. Just drop that junk in there. Also, another link that the moderator is going to stick in whenever she gets around to it, because we'll be on this screen for a while, is a link from Facebook. They have the Shine Awards. The Shine Awards were given out. Jody won the Shine Awards this year. So over the little bit while we're talking about eBay in here, moderator will drop some links in there whenever she gets around to it. Yes, that's for the eBay Fans app. That's the most important link that you'll probably get in this show tonight. And the reason that particular link is so important is eBay is great to use as a seller. They've given you more stuff. They've given you the ability to check out more of your, sorry, I've adjusted the camera, more statistics and data. Now, remember, I promised you guys at the beginning I was going to tell you what is going on. My big announcement was that I am closing my eBay store. Now, that's a bad, horrible thing because the only reason that I have to close it is lack of disclosure. Now, people go, what? What's lack of disclosure? eBay serendipitously made the changes from a community to community-based platform to a product to consumer-based platform. First, it began with, we're going to improve the customer experience, but they didn't tell you that it was, there's a thing on my screen. Hold on. Yeah. They didn't tell you that they were going to totally go against what the company was actually created to be, which was a fair community marketplace where buyers and sellers could be equal and get together and make money. That's how eBay was supposed to be made. That's why we fell in love with it. That's why we built our. As soon as it became a product to consumer catalog, all that went bye bye because then the search engine is only showing top results. Top results literally means whatever the platform determines the buyer wants to get and is willing to buy. That's what it all really means. This matrix rating crap, they only show the top one. What does it matter what the ranking is all below it when no one ever sees it? That's the new eBay. With the product, like I explained earlier, with the product types that I have, I cannot do that. They must be able to see me regardless of search result. Can't do that on eBay. Can't do that on Amazon. I don't sell on either one. People go, what? No, if I want to flip products, I can flip products on eBay and I can flip products on Amazon. I wouldn't bother doing it on eBay because you have to find a window. All the major products, if there's any value, are already tied up either by box stores or eBay itself. So why bother? Now, if you're selling vintage, eBay is still pretty good because the search engine determines, even theirs, if you have a sale. If you're selling Tiffany glass vases, from 1932 and you've got 100 of them or you got 5 of them, or it doesn't matter what you got, but you've got enough that you are willing to open up a store and sell those vases, you probably could do pretty darn well on eBay. I will recommend that you link it with Prairie Grit so you get your actual listing itself pushed to Google. Because on eBay, nothing of yours is going to Google except in a product catalog. Now, that's not entirely true yet with the vintage stuff, but it's just because they just haven't done it yet. All right, so, I should have adjusted my camera a little bit different. So, if you're selling vintage or a brand that people would actually look for that you don't have massive competition. For example, I'll give you exactly the thing you could never sell. The thing I'm giving away for free. That over there. I have thousands of these fidget spinners. By the way, if you want a fidget spinner, all you have to do is subscribe to the Keywebco YouTube channel and send me a PDF, and I will drop a free fidget spinner in the mail for you. You pay the shipping, so just put your shipping address and send a PDF. Send me the image somewhere. I don't care where. Maybe messages. Don't put it in real public places. Maybe send me a private message on Facebook, and or go to the helpful tips group, and you can post it there, and then I'll just remove it after I get it written up. But I will give you a fidget spinner. Now, back to the reason I pulled this thing out, and I'm going to play with it. You know I am. But back to the reason I pulled this thing out. This is absolutely one of the worst freaking products you could ever imagine to sell on eBay. Why? The fad was big and it was over. The market was flooded. There are millions of these laying around for dollars at gas stations. Not $5 and $10 like they used to be, but you can buy them at Dollar Tree for $1. Not good ones like this, though. This is actually high end. It's got the balancing bearings and stuff. This is actually a good one. But this would be not something you would want to seek out, even if you got these for free by the hundreds of thousands. It's not worth the listing fee to put them on eBay because you will never sell a one. It's all tied up by the Chinese manufacturers that are invested in by different companies, including eBay. And the demand is gone. This would be a horrible product to put anywhere, and in particular in eBay. Now, that said, let me tell you how to make the absolute worst tied up product that you could ever imagine make you millions of dollars on eBay. Now, didn't I just tell you this is the worst freaking thing you could possibly put on there? Yeah, it is. But all you have to do to make this terrible item, the worst item you could ever imagine to list where there's thousands of competition, it's all tied up by billions of dollars sales and stuff. You never get it. I can take this little item that you'd never get any headway and tell you the key how to make yourself millions of dollars. but it's a huge gamble. I hate to even tell you, but I will. You see that little logo? I am trying to make it. That is DeLuna. Okay, that was a brand that my friend Melissa Pass, who by the way spoke a couple years ago at eBay Open and has closed that store since then. Told me to do it a year ago, but I didn't listen. But that DeLuna brand that's on here. Now, how do I take this horrible product and make it so everybody and their brother would be buying these, even if it was not? I can't change their demand for the actual product, but it means anyone on the planet that would find and look for this get mine and nobody else's. How could they get mine and no one else's? The answer I just showed you, that little brand name or logo that is on this fidget spinner. Remember, I told you if you're a vintage seller, you still have pretty good chances. But even a product like this, if you are willing to invest the money in advertising to program your buyers, that's anyone on social media, anyone that sees your content, just like we are programmed to buy DeLuna fidget spinners. None of the rest are good. Buy DeLuna fidget spinners. You'll be so glad you did. A kid got up and walked from his grave after playing with one. It would have to be realistic. But I'm just trying to make a point. Now, to do that, you would need to have, you can't drop ship. No, 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 no. If you could, a lot of people would have opportunity. But no, you can't do that. Has to be able to ship from your warehouse same or next day. And I'll tell you flat out, you might as well do it the same day. Because if you're messing around with next day, you're not going to come up in search. Not if everyone else is doing it same day. That's the new eBay. So, how you get all of these pre-ordered, just like my friend did to send to Amazon. She did. She sold some of these. She maybe broke even, and I bought the remaining inventory for pennies. That's why she has so many left. She got on the trend, but just a smidge too late. So I have thousands of these to give away as promotionals. Nobody loses. But remember, it's the DeLuna brand on here that's going to make the money. Now, you have to buy tens of thousands, whatever your products cost. You have to have every size, every color, everything that your buyers may demand. You have to have a campaign to show why that product is different than the other 20,000 ones out there. You have to have something that the buyer can remember and would actually go type in search. And therein is the key. I don't care if you've invested the $10,000 and you have all of the merchandise here so you can ship it out same day. Yeah, you'll make a few sales maybe because you ship so fast. You might get a little metrics. Maybe. But unless you can get the buyer to physically type the word in search that comes up with you, no matter what the product is, and remember that. It has to be real, has to have a UPC code, has to be a registered product. But no matter what your competition is, if they type your name for that brand in there, you're not going to see that competition at all, especially in the new eBay search. So if you are able to do that huge investment, take that gamble, spend the who knows how much advertising dollars to get your buyer to actually identify this product with DeLuna. Now, it's a tricky proposition. However, it can be done. Businesses do it all the time. If I say Coca-Cola, what pops in your mind? A bunch of red bubbles, red and bubbles. And you get thirsty. Why? You are programmed to type Coca-Cola in your search, so to speak. That's not accurate, but you do understand what I mean by that. You are programmed to want something. Why do you think? And Debbie does sales. She has a show on Tuesday at 6 p.m. So in her show, she mentioned something very realized all this time. That media source has been making noise in the background. Thank goodness it's only the little cheer thing. I just saw the media thing going across. I sure hope that hasn't been playing obnoxious music or something this whole time. But so it's a trick of getting the brand and the product chosen that is least expensive with the least amount of risk, the least amount of competition, and eBay hasn't invested in China. And then you have an opportunity to make a fortune. Guys, I'm not talking the piddly money you guys are used to making on eBay. All right. There's a reason this stuff is changing. Now I'm going to teach you something. There's a reason this stuff is changing at the platforms. And I am not surprised. I am offended, but not surprised. There are limits to what a community-based platform is because the power is still between the two sides of the community. Music has been playing. Has it been super loud? Wonderful. Watch me get kicked off YouTube. Who knows? It's supposed to be copyright free music, but I didn't know the music was playing. Did you hear me at all? Probably so loud you couldn't hear nothing but really loud music. Oh, goodness. Let's find out. Hold on, guys. We're going to take a little break here. Because the power is still between the two sides of the community. Hear the delay? Music has been playing. Has it been super loud? Wonderful. Watch me get okay, the music doesn't play the whole time through, just in the little thing. Okay. I didn't know the music was playing. All right, so I tested that. That's okay. At least I thought maybe it had background music because there are songs on these that I remove. Because I could leave them technically, but I remove them because I don't want to have any copyright issues. But I thought there was music background playing the whole time. That would have been drama. You wouldn't have heard a word I said, but I've turned it off. Okay, so let's go back to it. So if you brand something, or it doesn't have to be yours. If you figure out a keyword, now this is tricky, and I did it on 120 products on eBay. Guys, if I didn't have so much theft of my products, because I'll explain that later. But now I'll explain it now. The reason I have so much theft is when you've been in an anchor store and you've had thousands and thousands and thousands of customers and sales. I still do, actually, but I'm closing them. When you've been that, as soon as you don't come up in search engine, you become targeted by every thief on the planet. Why? Because you come up really well on Google for the items that you just ended on eBay. As a matter of fact, in the last month, I had 7 sales from a store. I haven't had sales in years. I even forgot I had. Why? Those items ended on eBay. They were searched for on Google. The only place where my identical keywords, and guys, I'm good with the keywords, could be found is my old listing that wasn't connected to eBay. So it went live. I even had some sales I didn't even know about. Thank goodness we caught them within a couple days. So guess what? You're going to see my store envy dusted off. It's got 440 of my eBay listings, representing what? $260,000 worth of the products that I've ended from eBay. And I'll get Google results on that I won't get on eBay. Now, that same thing applies to you making money on eBay. If you can get the Google result, to do it on the eBay platform, you have to get the platform's result. That means you have to get a search keyword, even if it's on somebody else's product. This is hard to do. I don't really have a good example to give you that you would understand without seeing all the numbers, but I can give you an idea based on this thing again. Let's say 5 competitors, DeLuna, Damuna, and Daduda, or three competitors have all made the exact same thing, and they've been advertising their brand. And actually, a few people on Facebook are saying, hey, have you heard those Dadudas spinners? I heard those are pretty good, because they start seeing them and, so you make them want them. Well, the other one says, well, I thought it was called Deludas. I'm just making up names. Something that sounds very similar. So let's say there's 3 or 4 brands that are very similar to the DeLuna brand. Now, look online and see how much of that crap you see. You're going to understand something real quick here. What they're doing is they are using the millions of dollars, let's say, invested. Let's say this is Coca-Cola. It's not DeLuna. Make the example better. They're using the millions of dollars that Coca-Cola developed the demand, programmed the colors, programmed the sound, the advertising for you the minute you see it to go, oh, I need to go get a fidget spinner. Believe it or not, we are that zombified. We don't know it. So Other brands go in and say, oh, well, hey, I'll just call mine instead of Coca-Cola, I'll call it RC Cola. I'm actually naming out what was done. RC Cola all of a sudden, boom, because they put more sugar in it. That's it. They stole the formula. Well, they didn't steal it. They developed an identical formula, which is easy. I could do it in a petri dish. They developed an identical formula for Coca-Cola, as close as they could get it, with the resources they had. And they dumped more sugar in it. Said, this is really super sweet. So they got them not only addicted to the product they were programmed, they called it RC Cola instead of Coca-Cola, RC Cola. Cola being big, RC just two letters kind of smashed together. They copied the Pepsi colors, I believe, and even the Pepsi imagery. So they didn't just steal Coca-Cola's stuff. Oh, no, they wouldn't do that. They get sued. So they just sold part of Pepsi, part of Coca-Cola. Look online and you will see billions and millions of products that are exactly that same thing. That's why there's such a thing with the designers about counterfeit brands. I'm loud, or the what? The music was loud? Let me turn me down a little bit. So there would be tons of stuff in there about the counterfeit brands that you see. As a matter of fact, Amazon has all kinds of stuff with the counterfeit brands going on. You go down the street in New York. Hey, come here and buy this Rolex. You know that thing ain't Rolex, but it's a counterfeit brand. It's people that have been programmed to know that Rolex means value, quality watch is worth a lot of money. So if I'm, oh crud, I'm doing my hair the wrong way. So if I'm doing Rolex, oh, now I really did it the wrong way. I did it the wrong way again. If I'm doing Rolex and I call it Rolex, you can buy that. Actually, I think, you know what? I'm almost tempted to check. There's not too many people in here. I'm going to kind of try to do this serendipitously. But I'm going to see if I have a Rolex at Keywebco.com. I don't think so. I probably opted not to get that. All right. Well, this is slow. We're going to see if I have Rolex at Keywebco.com. I hope I don't, actually. I'd be a little embarrassed if I do. Actually, I wouldn't. If I just look at the numbers, guys, I see how many people bought it, what the price is, what the margin is, how much the demand is, how much the words come up in keyword search. Those are the products in my store. It's that simple. I'm a global seller. Going to have 10,000. I got 6,000 some items now. All right, so we are searching. Come on, I think we're searching. Oh, it's just really slow. I'm all tied up for the internet. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, you know what? I went the wrong place. Hold on. I can find it here. Roll. I think it's spelled R-O. O-X. I think that's how they spell that. No, I don't have Rolex. Let's see if I have a Rolex. I don't think so either. I did, but I think I sold it. Oh, yes, I do have some Rolex, but they're probably fake. Let's see. I have Swiss brand automatic watches. I have one that is worth $744.80. I would give you the statistics, but I don't know them off the top of my head. So in my store, if you were to type in a Rolex, my search engine will generate an item that is a comparable brand to the item you are searching for. It's not going to generate the knockoffs. I have it set. I've worked really hard on this keywebco.com, guys. You really need to check out my global store. You'll have a few obnoxious pop-ups. I always call pop-ups obnoxious. I hate them, but they make you money. Mine, I am trying to make, I'm working on the timing. They have to be quick enough that they pop up when a buyer or a viewer first comes to your site. Then if they have time to scroll around and start getting some ideas, if you're going to give them an offer, it has to be quick enough that you give them the offer, but not so quick that they get annoyed because they just had a pop-up. I have a little issue with that on my collections page, I think. or it might be my products page. In other words, I have one pop-up that takes a while to work because it's from one place. And then I have this really awesome MailChimp pop-up for a discount. If you try to leave the site, another pop-up offers you a discount if you come back within the next day. Okay. So the same thing applies. Now, why am I talking about pop-ups in my global store? I'm going back to eBay. I'm talking about pop-ups in my global store because it's working on the same premise that eBay is developing their product-to-consumer platform. This buyer looked for, and all the search words that they have ever used are in memory. Remember that, guys. If you're searching for a bunch of porno stuff, you may want to consider not searching for it without being anonymous. Or you might go searching for a fidget spinner and come out with something that will make you fidget. So the computer analyzes your products on eBay in the exact same way. That's how a product to consumer based search engine works. So I'm all congested again. That's how it all works. And that's all good. That's all good. I mean, knowing these things will allow you to properly list, to find the products that you need, or create your own drama. You know, DeLuna had the right idea. The timing was off, and then the market changed. She had the right idea. DeLuna is a luggage brand that she was developing. I still have the wallets. I believe those are the wallets and purses. Those are at my Poshmark store. You can find all of my stuff in my Keywebco apps. I have a whole bunch of apps. Almost every app will lead you to another site where you can find more information to lead you somewhere else. Okay, so all the little apps that you see coming in here, those are fine to use. You should see some further up. They're not visible on the screen anymore. But the eBay Fans app will at least give you the links to the helpful tips site, and from there you can find pretty much everything. All of my shows, by the way, in the first line on the that goes out, there's a whole bunch of links down in the bottom. In other words, the restream post of this that you're seeing. There's also in the very end of the title, I believe, I may have taken it out, but I believe at the very end of the title there is a bit.ly link to my Keywebco main app. Those are also in the chats. So if you're ever looking for information about eBay or anything else, I will help you with the new eBay. And guys, it is not what you think it is exactly. It's all designed. Hey, dogs are making noise over there. It's all designed to get your buyer, get the customer the absolute best thing that they would pay for that eBay wants to sell them. That is how it works. So knowing how it works and what your competition is very, very important. Now, since we're jumping around and not too many people on here, we're going to get off here fairly quick, but I am going to go into this search engine topic. I am going to go into the search engine topic a little bit. Since everybody here is on eBay, you're going to have to get your products seen in Google. Now, how on earth are you going to get your product seen on Google? Well, there's several ways. We're going to talk about that in just a second. First, I am going to give you this. Hold on, got to do it right. The bit.ly link. I didn't tell my moderator she would have to do this, so I'm doing it for her. Let me make sure I do it right. I'm going to give you the Keywebco. And by the way, if you're copying this, you must do it exactly as typed. That is a link for the Keywebco SEO app. If you sell on eBay, if you sell anywhere, if you do anything, blogs, anything at all, and it is going on the internet, Facebook, anywhere, use my free app there. That didn't cost any money. It's not going to do everything for you. If anyone tells you you can push a button and be at the top of search and charging you money for that, they're full of crap. The only person that can get you to the top of search is you, because it is changed. Search is based on what the buyer wants and your data. Okay, that sounds the same, right? No. Both parameters have changed. What the buyer wants, they really look and know. They see all their search terms. They know this buyer has never bought anything yellow in the last 6 months. Do you think if I write yellow fidget spinner, they're going to see it? No. Could have written yellow fidget spinner a year ago and they would have seen it. And I'm not talking just eBay, I'm talking Google and everywhere else. And it's going to change even more. Meta tags and phrasing is going to become important. eBay is going to get left behind there. Meaning, when people go to their device and they say, hey, whatever, I need movie tickets. Now, eBay was smart. They jump on the little voice search for all that. Yeah, that's great. But that tech is everywhere, and it's going to affect your search results in the very near future. And that's eBay and everywhere else. So, again, what am I telling you is the important thing? The only thing that actually matters on eBay, I don't care what your competition is. It makes no freaking difference. It does not matter that eBay is promoting their stuff and my stuff does not come up in their search. I can still sell this stuff, but just not on their platform. You have to be able to change and be adaptive. The one key thing that you can make money, no matter what you're doing, is to corner a market by demand of keyword or search of keyword. It doesn't have to be your product, but I'll tell you, if you're trying to find someone else's product that's not tied up, you're going to have a hard time. If it's vintage, you need to expand on those keywords that indicate the different condition or color or age or year or model number or whatever it is that will differentiate you, that a buyer would still type in search. Now think about that for a minute. Why do you think this Vero stuff and all there's out there? Someone called Velcro instead of sticky. Hey! Dog's making noise over there. Instead of sticky fabric crap. Why can't you call it Velcro? Because that's what everyone calls it. Velcro is a brand. Why are they protecting their brand? Because the entire product is referred to by their customers by their brand. They don't want you cashing in on their billions and millions of dollars. And that's very clever of them. Because you know why? Let's say I get my brain into it and I'm like, oh, let me look at the Velcro and see if I can redesign it so it'll be cheaper and cost less and I can make 10 times the amount for half the money. Well, if I figure that out and I'm calling it Velcro, even though it's actually, I forget what they call it, hook fabric or something. I forget what they call it. Some sort of bullshit name for it because everyone calls it Velcro. Well, then all I'd have to do is call mine Velcro 2, make it cheaper. Well, they get 2 for the price of 1 and increase the quality. Guess what? No one remembers Velcro. Oh, yeah, I remember Velcro, but you got to get Velcro 2. Velcro's gone. No money. That's how it works in e-commerce, and that's how it works in business. And as eBay changes more and more and more into Amazon, so to speak, and what the future of platform marketing is, you're finding out as an e-commerce seller that using platforms where you can just go in there, buy stuff, flip it, and make money is getting much more expensive and much more difficult. And they're doing everything they possibly can to charge you more, give you less, and make it harder for you to not get kicked off. Why? Because they don't need you. They only need one manufacturer that can keep up with the demand for these fidget spinners. Everything else is a pain in the butt. That's it. It's that simple. So, as eBay has now changed into a product-to-consumer platform, you have to understand eBay Open that's going on right now is fantastic because they've already built an old community. That community doesn't mean anything no matter what you are hearing them say. They could lose all of their US sellers tomorrow and barely notice it in their pocketbook. Why? Just less headache and less returns and less drama with different sellers. Oh, well, we just let our buyers steal everything so we can just give the money to the seller and give the money to the buyer so we don't have to be bothered. What company does that? eBay does it. You have a buyer steal something. I only got 2. Well, you say, no, there were 3 in the package. Here's an image of it going in. You tell eBay that, oh, well, we'll just refund you. They'll let the seller keep their money. They'll refund the seller. And they let the buyer keep the money. Why would they do that? Because it's so inconsequential, it doesn't matter. One reason. All right. So know these things. That's nothing wrong. eBay is being a good corporate entity. I'll swear to you guys, they're doing what I would have done if I was a cutthroat businessman years ago. They're doing exactly what I would have done. But the problem with that is they don't want the backlash of the ramifications of businesses like mine that have $1 million invested. And because rather than just be honest and say, by the way, we're going to change from a community-based platform to a product consumer platform. So you guys are going to all need to change your UPCs and all this. Now, what they're going to say is, oh, we told you guys you had to change your UPCs and you got to do this and you got to do that. All that was prepping to change the platform without being told that we were actually going to change that platform. That was the furthest thing from my imagination. Changing from what the company was founded to be to a money-hungry monster like Amazon. But that's okay. Companies do that. So if eBay had just from a year ago, they wouldn't have had to do any prep work at all. All they would have to do is go a year ago, say, by the way, we're going to change from a product consumer to consumer platform to a product consumer platform. Everybody's going to have to find keywords that your stuff will come up in. If you're selling stuff that we have invested in China, the chance of you actually coming up is pretty darn small because you don't have millions of dollars in inventory. So guess what? All that $1 million worth of inventory you just bought and is sitting in your warehouse that we just flipped a switch so no one's ever going to see. We're going to wait a year before we flip that switch. We're not going to make you take down thousands of listings and redo them with UPC codes. So a year later, after you've lost tens of thousands of sales and dollars to change everything, a year later, oh, well, by the way, we're just going to make this a product consumer platform. So yeah, we appreciate you changing all those UPCs and taking down, what was it, 7,000 listings and redoing them. However, and none of your stuff's going to show to the buyers anyway. So thanks for your last year of work. That's what happened to me on eBay because of lack of honesty. See, the old eBay, that wouldn't happen, but it changed with this new president and spokespeople they started buying and putting out there. Soon as they got rid of PayPal, which I told them to do, by the way, soon as they got rid of PayPal, which was a great decision for both eBay and PayPal as corporate entities, I knew they actually did it. I didn't think they would. When I knew that they did that, I should have wised up. That's when my friends started telling me, you know what, Roger, you better get out of there. They're going to be selling stuff from China. Your stuff is never going to sell. People that were speaking at eBay Open just hours after eBay Open were telling me these things. Why? Because they announced all that stuff last year. After the fact. After they'd already put sellers through hell for 2.5 years, trying out every micromanagement process they could think to see how they would work. Because they knew as soon as they flipped that switch and made it a product consumer platform, 80% of everyone that was small would be gone in a year. Guys, it's going to happen. You have no idea what's coming. As soon as they flip that switch and put the vintage items in the product catalog, when you actually have to look up and do all the research and work that a new product seller or a volume seller has to do just to sell something in your mom's closet or your uncle gave you 100 years ago or something, that industry is gone. That's why I'm saying, and I'm going to give a plug. Now, you do realize, guys, I get no money for any of this stuff, okay? I am going to go ahead and give a plug to Prairie Grit, and I don't have a little video for anything like that because I don't even sell there either. I don't have eBay. What do I need to hook Prairie Grit to it for? I will have a Prairie Grit store soon. I'm just not messing with the vintage stuff. Right now, I've got $1 million. I'm looking at about $50,000 worth of stuff we just ended today. We've been pulling it and sorting it. All this stuff has to be sold off and gotten rid of. I can't afford to lose $1 million. So, yard sales, different websites, lots. I will be back on eBay without the store that I was stolen from. Now, let me explain this real quick. I'm closing my eBay. This is a very bad thing for most people to do. Don't ever close a store just because you're upset with it or you don't like it or it's not making you money. Keep your data. Keep the tens of thousands of previous purchases. Even if you have awful stuff going on right at the current moment, doesn't matter. It'll fade. Keep that. I was hit with so many thefts in the last little bit. I have decided, first off, the search engine is no good with these products. I have $1 million I flushed down the toilet. I'm going to have to sell that off somewhere else, which is a pain in the butt. So I'm not going to mess with it. My theft ratio has gone up astronomical. As soon as I quit appearing in the search engine, as soon as I quit selling 150 things a day, every single weird named screen name, the ones that have characters and numbers and none of it makes any sense, not even a single word in it or anything. You know the type. Buying stuff very cheap. As many little cheap things as they can get in a packaging and still get a lot sent at once. Then when they get it, nothing's right. They won't send it back. They file and file and file. I actually had to get on the phone with PayPal. I was pissed today. I had to get on the phone with PayPal 3 times over $130 reverse charge. And you know what? I looked on the site that came from again, and they still are filing again. PayPal's not even taking the money from me anymore. Someone bought something. They thought they would get away with not paying for it and not shipping it back. I don't use eBay to handle those things. I use a lawyer and PayPal. So that's why eBay changed for me. Now, like I said, there's mega money opportunity. All you've got to do is find that niche. Find that brand name that you can cause the triggers. Do your research. Do your research. Guys, I was able to beat China for 10 years on eBay. Okay? Even before the platform changed, remember everyone said, oh my gosh, you can't compete with China. They don't pay anything for shipping. I was like, oh, that's bull. All you've got to do is offer them a value. Mine was fast shipping and everything they could want in one store with multiple discounts. That's it. That's all I offered that was any different than anybody else. Fast shipping, multiple discounts, and a choice of every product imaginable. Well, you have to come up and search for that to work. So that business model will not work. So don't do that because that's just good business. But don't think that that's going to make a difference if you sell anything or not. And eBay is cashing in on our ignorance. They're making you do free returns. They're making you do all this stuff because you're going to come up in some fantasy matrix. If you do the research in the product and you find out eBay has invested in the same manufacturer that you're seeing at the top of search, your answer is right there. You are never going to sell a thing. But if you go in there and you see a few Chinese companies peddling something, but you don't see anything that eBay is invested in, you have to learn what those are. You have to go look that up. It's not hard. I mean, have you ever looked at a stock exchange paper? Have you ever looked at an investment prospectus? So just do your research. Find out what these companies invest in. Find out who the sellers are. Okay. Find out all that information. When you find holes, and there are holes still out there. I have 120 products that I've ended on eBay that I should have really left on there because they sell all the time. There's just no profit margin and too much theft, so I'm not being bothered. But I should have left them on there. Those are products that over the last year, I was like, oh, well, yeah, eBay might be investing in this company, but you know what? Their rankings are really bad. They have terrible shipping. So you know what? I think I'll just leave that listing there. And you know what? Could sell a few. But it's not worth my time. The profit margin on those kind of windows is very small. All right, I'm going to recap really quick, and then we're going to get out of here. Info. Oh, okay. You're writing what the rest of that is. I was wondering what that was. All right, just whatever links you haven't popped in here, you're probably going to pop those links in again because we're going to go back to the live scene. Oh, it carried over. Oh, I'm getting better. But go ahead and just just drop some links or whatever. Anything that I sent you, anything that you want to put in your eBay store, your helpful tips affiliate site. We're going to talk a little bit about the affiliate thing that is in the eBay Fans app. The eBay Fans app is free, by the way. You should get that, and a lot of people do. All right, now my affiliate program has to do with, remember all the things I was just telling you. I have a certain model that I run no matter what I'm doing because I'm successful with it. I've been doing it my whole life. Have everything. Do more. Works for me. Works for everybody I've ever met. If they really know what do more means and actually do that. So my business is a do more business. If you go to keywebco.com, that is my global store. If you want to peek around at keywebco.com, you're going to see that the collections aren't very good. I even got a little string of code, I think, in my product pages, but it's all being worked on. But the essentials are essentially there. There's a translation program because I'm a global seller. It gets at least 5 primary languages. I have every product you can imagine. I'm adding more by the hundreds every day. I have multiple suppliers I've added. I started with one and, well, 3, but one big one and a couple. I'll let you list a little few things. I've got some major U.S. providing suppliers, but I don't really care too much if the products are from the U.S. or not, guys. My money's coming from overseas, just like eBay. Now, why would I mention that? Guys, I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to give you hints. I'm trying to tell you things without saying anything wrong. eBay is not doing anything wrong. They are being a corporation. How they changed was they were trying to avoid backlash, corporate backlash. All they did was ruin millions of dollars worth of business for me. That's all they did. They did not accomplish their goal, and I think they will. But with my business and several like mine, they really messed that up. Well, we've got some more subscribers than I have reported here. It says 70, and I think I got 73 now. That's awesome. I think I might have got some more. Let's see. Well, no, I don't see anyone. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about that affiliate thing. I think I might even have that in here real quick. Let's look at that. This is a way for you to make money and learn how to do websites and learn how to do marketing as you watch your eBay sales dwindle. Because they're going to dwindle, guys. I'm telling you. You need a website. You need other tools. I'm trying to find this. You need other tools to use and other things that you can't afford to do. So let me explain that with this affiliate program. All right, you can earn money. You're not going to get rich, but you can earn quite a bit of money. If you do it right, you can get wealthy. But it's a lot of work and you have to be sharp. So this is how you do it. You join. It's very easy to join. You just click the button in the affiliate link, which probably one of those things will be coming around. If not, you can find it in one of my many apps. You log in with Google or Facebook. It costs you no money. You just push the button and poof, there you are. And you will be at your affiliate page. And then after you're at the affiliate page, this is what you're going to do. You're going to advertise. Now, you're not going to pay advertising. You're going to advertise, and they're going to give you some tools. The linking tool is the best one. There's a little stripe thing. This is how you do it. You grab a link, you change it into your affiliate link, and you share it. Pinterest is the best. Just like it says, product links. You can do collections. You can do a single link. You can do a search. This is what I recommend. Always do a search. Go to Keywebco. Let's say you want to sell men's shirts. Type in men's shirts. Do a search. Grab that search link. Go over, get it into an affiliate link. That way, anything in that search that comes up, the link bringing them in is what tags them. So anything that comes up from the search coming in that they buy from you bringing them in pays you 5% commission. That is baseline commission of 5%. Then what I do is get lots of notifications. Then what I do is at the end of the month or week, it depends on how much of a volume you sell, I give you a bonus to make it closer to a 10% total commission off all the sales for the month. The affiliate program pays you the 5%. I give you a bonus to make basically the value 10%, just like you pay the platform. So what I'm telling you is I can pay you the money that eBay gets if you just share my stuff around. It's a pretty sweet deal. I'm used to paying eBay anyway. But here's the deal. In my global store, I can offer you opportunities where if you get a sale, you get a sale. If you don't, you might be able to use a product that I have to encourage a sale. For example, we got this fidget spinner here. This is a mid-range one. We're going to make them $1, $2, and $3 for simple. There's a dollar fidget spinner. This is a $2 fidget spinner. And then there's, say, instead of a $3 fidget spinner, there's a $15 fidget spinner that comes to you when you call it. Nobody's going to pay $15 for that fidget spinner except someone extremely wealthy. But trust me, I'm going to have the $1, the $2, the $3, the $6, the $10, and the $15 available at keywebco.com because I'm aiming to a global market. Desires, demands, values are different everywhere. Okay. So let's say you're one that has the $2 fidget spinner, just like this. And you want to sell it, but you know that it's never going to sell on eBay. You have to offer something. You have to have something of interest. So you say, well, you know what? I'm going to make a microsite. And you do that at adsy.me. You can find out how at one of my blogs. So you're going to make a microsite. So the first thing in the microsite says, awesome fidget spinners of every type. Now, wait a minute. Didn't I just say you only had number 2? But your microsite says awesome fidget spinners of every type, color, for all kinds of needs, including, you go down the next page, there's a YouTube that talks about the medical benefits of this fidget spinner. Then you go, and there's one of your stores that you've got your fidget spinners in, the number 2, the one that you actually have. That's what they see first. And someone says, that's cute. Let's see what else they got. They scroll down to the next one. The next one you're going to show them is either the one that is super uber cheap that you're not carrying and you don't want to carry, but I have it, or even better yet, the one that's ridiculously expensive. But if someone's wealthy enough, they say, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to buy that. Because guess what? You're going to get 5% off that $15 fidget spinner from the app. Then you're going to get another 5% about, it fluctuates. I have $3 items. So, I can't always promise 10%. But it's as close to 10% as I can humanly get it. So, but let's say on that's $15 one, it'd be 10% probably. So you're going to get your 15, you're going to get your 10% for that item. Dang, that source came on. Wonder how long that's been making noise. I keep forgetting to turn off the media sources when I change screens. Sorry about that, guys. I saw the little thing jumping around over there. That thing's probably really loud. I didn't pay as much attention to my show setup as I normally do because this is just one topic. We're just talking about eBay. So let's move through this really quickly. So at the affiliate thing, I'm basically paying you like you're paying eBay now. You will make the 10% instead of eBay making the 10%, even though these aren't even the same products. And it is a different way to market. So what you do is you put that really expensive one in that micro app or that website right next to the one that you have that you're trying to sell. Why? If a buyer happens to buy at 10%, you've got the one that's $2, I've got one that's 15, you're going to make $1.50 and you haven't done a freaking thing except copy a link, make it an affiliate link, and put it right next to a product to make yours more attractive. Because trust me, you're only going to get one in a blue moon that's going to get you that affiliate link money. But you know what? Even though that thing didn't make you any money, or it might have only made you one sale, How many more saw that ridiculous price, and then they saw the one that was cheaper, and it's like, that one's $1, but for another $1, I can get this one that has an extra bearing. These are really good ones, by the way. I can get this one with the extra bearing. Or for $13 more, I can get the one that will float over to me, land on my hand, so I can spin it. Now, there's going to be someone buy that one that just made you $1.50 that you didn't have to buy the $2 fidget spinner you're trying to sell. So who actually made you more money? The one that sold actually made you more money, even though no one ever buys it but once in a blue moon. How many more people bought that mid-range product because they saw examples that you would not have been able to provide them before? That's one use for an affiliate program. Now we're going to get off that. I don't like talking about that too much. All right, we're back to eBay Open here. Alrighty, guys, let's see how long I've been on here tonight. Oh, we've been on for about an hour, so it's just about ready for me to say goodbye. I hope everyone enjoyed listening to me go on and on and on a little bit about eBay. I did talk about closing it. I'm closing it for a good reason. Not that it's terrible, but for a good reason. You can make money on eBay. We're going to go through this real quick. You can make money on eBay. You just have to know and do your research. I have several apps to help you do that. I have the eBay Fans app. I have the SEO app. I have apps and websites, and all the information you could ever want is available on almost every site I've got. So if you have any questions, there's the helpful tip group that you can check out. By the way, my friend that is doing the coverage that I'm actually going to watch probably the most this year is Jay Kraft. He is covering eBay Open. I am not going. I have other friends I want to call out to. You know, eCom Chicago's people are there. Bubble Fast, you know them. They're really good friends of mine. I'm not going to name off a bunch of people. I could do that, but that's something I would have done a long time ago. Now, if you know me, you know I already know everybody. So I hope everyone will watch Jay Kraft's show. He is Bolo Rama on YouTube. They also have a Facebook group. Check out his coverage of eBay Open. I'm going to definitely do that, and I'm sure I'll enjoy that quite a bit. I have my groups. That's the Helpful Tips group. I have apps for that, and I have apps for this, and I have apps for that. Basically, if you click any of these links that my moderators put so many in, I had a lot of links today. If you click any of those, there is a way to go from one to the next, so you can find everything. All right, well, we just did not have too many conversations. We've had a lot of people looking in, but I'll tell you, eBay Open's bubbling right now. Nobody's listening to me now. They're going to watch this probably in a day or two. If you have a question, I want you to go to the eCom Tips podcast in one of my apps or links, and there's a little voice memo thing. You can get some free advertising. Guys, I have some mammoth numbers on my podcast, way more than anything else I do. So if you want to get your business mentioned, for example, let's say you're selling fidget spinners and you have a question, how do I market a fidget spinner? Then you would get on there and say, hey, my name is Roger Keyserling. I saw eCom Tips podcast on YouTube, and you said to send you a voice message on Anchor. My business is deluna.com, and I sell fidget spinners, but I'm having a really hard time. How do I market those so I can get a bigger share of the market? It's a reasonable question. Give the address to your business. You can get a few clicks from that. And then I will take that recording and I will put it in my question and answer show. And this will be how it is. There's a little intro, there's some advertisement where I get paid, and then your question will play. Then there's more advertisement when I get paid. And then my intro to answer your question will play. That's like 10 seconds. And then I will get on there and I will record a message, vocal message, not a computer, vocal message, and I will answer your question to the best of my ability within 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not going to go on and on and on like I do in the shows. And then that is the episode. That episode you can embed, use in podcasts, blogs, whatever you want. And if I remember to do it, I will put the link that you called out in the podcast, actually in the hyperlinks. If I don't remember to do it, send me a private message. I get super busy and sometimes I forget little things like that. So if you see the podcast and you go, hey, my link's not in that podcast, remind me. I'm pretty good about that. That's what we're talking about right now. See, send the voice message. It just went by. So I'm pretty good about it, but sometimes I forget things. Alrighty, guys. Well, we just do not have enough numbers for me to keep staying on here. I was kind of hoping one of my friends, I'm not going to name him, I was kind of hoping one of my friends would make it in here. They're actually streaming on Twitch. They're only on Twitch. My only friend that only streams on Twitch. Everyone else I know is YouTube or everything else. But one of my Twitch friends is streaming at eBay now on Twitch. I was really hoping. I said try to get in by 8 because I'm going to turn it off at 8. I went all the way to 8 because I was really hoping they'd make it because uh, we're going to do a side-by-side screen thing, which I haven't figured out how to do yet. We're going to do a side-by-side screen thing talking about eBay Open. Not even in a show or anything else. It's just going to go out in my feeds probably in a day or two after everyone gets back. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I think it's time. We're going to go over to my normal chat window. This is my helpful tip chat show window. I am actually going to begin to not always do all of my daily streams mobile. If I can get to the point where I don't actually have to go to the hospital every day, which that actually could happen. I've been having to do it. I even have to go twice today, twice tomorrow, twice the next day, maybe even twice the day after that. But it's all easy things. It's just a time period in between. But once I get all this leveled off, I might be able to skip a day or two every so often. So if that happens and I'm not going to be in the car, then I'll just come over here into my office. And this is what you would see instead of me like you see all the time streaming in the car. So this, and I would change these little things on the right and left. The one on the bottom would always be the same. That's for my affiliate program. I'm really pushing my affiliate program because it's an opportunity for others and it'll help me make more sales. The things on the right, or my right, I don't know if it's on your left, the helpful tip things at the top, that will always be there. The easy to do and the helpful tip things will always be there. My camera will always be over here. The other two images, which is two different a picture and a video, those two I might change. I might even change while we're talking about things. I'm learning. This is also kind of the end of my show. I'm telling you what's coming up in the future. I am learning. I just started doing this. I think this is like show 10 or 15 or something. But I just picked up like a week or two before that the software and had figured it all out. I'm just now getting it where I'm confident in how everything is performing. But eventually, those bottom two, the one that has the little dragon with a curtain and the Keywebco shop thing, eventually I'm going to have videos just like I had that eBay Open that was all the way on the side. I'm actually going to make some rectangular videos that I'm going to just have tips scrolling through. I have thousands of tips written down, just short little business tips and observations. So I'm just going to take all of those, use my little software that I have, and it'll have a cute little background, very basic, and it'll just be tip after tip after tip. If you have any question about any of these tips, please ask, and it'll just be running all the time. So that's kind of some of the things that are up in the future. Also, you may notice the helpful tips showgirl chat. I call it showgirl chat. Why? Have you looked at the movie Showgirl? That's the same letters they use. It's Showtime letters. I am considering changing my Emily's Candy, which is in the live, starting soon, to that text there, but I'm not sure. I'll put Emily's Candy in that text next week, and then I'll do a screenshot. We'll put them side by side. I'll do a poll and quiz to see which one everyone likes the most. All right. Well, I went as long as I'm going to go. I went an hour and 5 minutes. I promised my friend I would wait till 8. I went 5 extra minutes just in case they make it in. Right now, they're probably getting ready to go eat at eBay Open. Or they're still sitting in the... Well, wait a minute. I'm not sure what they're doing right now. Well, we'll let Jay tell you. Jay Kraft has several shows going on. He's got some pre-shows, and he's just kind of filming the event. I'm sure after it's all over, he's going to have some fan freaking tastic shows coming out on Sundays on the Bolorama YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get off here and I've got to catch up. I'm way behind on his videos too. So I'm going to catch up on those. I told everybody in that group and my groups that I was definitely going to plug him. He pulled this off. And, it's not easy to, move your business all the way out, to eBay Open and bring your equipment and cameras and then find out things change last minute. Now, to me, I'm old. I've been through all that stuff before, so I'm a pro at it. But I remember when I first did my coverage, I don't even remember what it was. I don't even remember what the event was. I think it was, it was Youth Community Betterment. I founded an organization called Youth Community Betterment, got all kinds of awards from the governor and stuff. Well, when I had to do that, I was like 8 or something. Uh, that was a big major deal, and I was all freaking out. But after it went through, the next thing I did a couple years later, walk in the park. Then I really did some big stuff that I can't talk about. Then that becomes very easy. But he's doing a great job. I saw him there. He's having a good time. I'm glad. I think this is his first eBay Open. I'm glad he's having a good time. Now, remember, I'm going to recap before I end the show. I don't want hate mail. When I am telling you that my business was ruined by eBay, that is the truth. Its changes ruined it and their lack of honesty. There's no other way for me to put it. I can word it nicely or I can tell you the truth. If they had just from the beginning, now they kind of did in ways, but it was serendipitous. They needed to just say, by the way, we're going to break with the founding principles that eBay was made on to be a community fair market platform. And we're going to go get greedy just like Amazon. But we're not going to be Amazon. Oh, come on. I'm very offended by the new leadership, guys. I call it peasant corporateship. Anyone of old money or anyone that knows people of real money will know that there's several ways businesses are run. The old way for the businesses that have been around forever and will be around forever. And then there's the upstarts that normally take over something that was made a certain way to be a certain part of the world and community. And then greedy people take it over and they find out they can make more money. And that's what they do. That's what happens in the world. That's how things change. So I hope these observations don't offend anyone. I still love eBay. There are still opportunities. I am closing mine because my store is ruined, basically. Not really. I could fix it, but it's not worth my time to mess with. It's more of a loss and of a headache than my time is worth. I can make a lot more, and I am making more money in some ways. I'm making more profit margin. I'm making less volume of money, but everything I make, I pretty much get to keep without huge overhead. So my business has changed, and with those changes come a lot of opportunities. Now, I would not have been able to do any of this without first starting on Amazon, learning how to flip products. That's what eBay is now again. Then I said, now flipping products is for the dead-minded. I mean, there's no opportunity beyond, oh, look, this works, I made my money. Now what do I do? That's flipping products. For me, I want to be able to provide my customers with everything on the planet that they could ever want without going broke providing it for them. So that's what I do on my own. I've done it before. I'm doing it again. I had sales coming out of the blue from keyword information that I've learned over the years. I'm sharing that with you guys in my apps and different things. I have my own helpful tips group on Facebook. I don't intend for it to get huge, but I do intend for it to grow some. I have a private chat if you want my undivided attention. Well, so to speak, undivided attention, and you need helps. By the way, anyone that gets into my private chat normally ends up being an affiliate, and I give my affiliates a website if they want one. Now, unfortunately, my biggest and best affiliate, Perfect Finds for You, is also a moderator. She made her own websites, and she did a fan-freaking-tastic job. I needed her to make her own because she's going to take what I'm starting her with in this affiliate marketing. She's going to expand it into affiliations that will pay her much more money. When she'll make more when people actually buy something from one of my links in the affiliate program, she'll make more from me. But she's going to make more from me less often. There are other kind of affiliate marketers that you get paid for traffic. Now it's pennies. I mean, less than pennies, 1/100th of a cent or something. But some of these sites draw huge traffic. Google AdSense is something that needs to be added to an affiliate marketer's website. So that's all stuff coming down the pipe. Alrighty, guys. Well, I've done my spiel. We've gone to the chat. This is the chat that you will see if I'm ever going live. You're not going to see the show starting soon. You're not going to see anything else. It will just pop up in this window. That's what I am doing. So if there's a time when I don't have to be in the car, this is how you'll see me when I am just talking on the computer. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is a long show. I went 12 minutes. I was really, they said they were going to really try, but you know what? They're so distracted. I don't expect them in here. And I don't want to go look at their show because I want to watch it if I go over there. So they're probably still going because they're doing a show too. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming in tonight. I hope you got a chance to go see Jay Craft's show. I hope you can check out all of my apps and all the information I'm giving you. I hope if you are at eBay Open that you will pop in to my sites later on. We're going to talk about eBay Open again. Jay Crafts is where I'm going to do most of my chatting and talking about that in the Bolarama group and, of course, in my own groups. I have too many to name them all off, so just look at our little apps and you will see those. And you know I'm going to just keep playing with this fidget spinner. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to end the show. I will see everyone on Tuesday. I have no clue what the Tuesday show is going to be. I think I might have done it. I think I may have done it, or I may not have done the event for it. But I'm going to look after the show. Events will be coming at the end of the month. I always do them at the end of the month, and I will have all the events for the next 30 days. Then at the end of next month, I will do the exact same thing. So every month there will be a schedule so you'll know what I'm talking about. That way you can arrange your schedule that if I'm going over a real important topic, today's just social observation, talking. No one's really chatting, so I just been talking. Some of these shows get really deep. We get into very hard and difficult topics. So make sure that you pop in at any time and check out Keywebco, check out Helpful Tips, check out Bolarama, check out Debbie Does Sales. And I think I'm going to let everybody go. And I will talk to everyone again at Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.